I welcome you all for the masterclass of data analytics and business intelligence tool. So before we begin this masterclass, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of you who sincerely committed to this masterclass. Um, Actually, mainly we organize this course for the general audience to gain some insights and information that would remain effective for your career growth. So each topic for discussion for today's masterclass was chosen. Keeping in mind that interest of most of the organizations are highly in demand. So based on that, we created some content, and I ensured that this masterclass would be, it would be very profitable and fruitful for everyone who presented here. Right. So I just give you like high level overview of like what is data analytics and what are the tools are there in the business analytics. Like we do have a lot of tools available in the market. So we have to choose according to the business needs, and there are certain factors to be considered to pick a tool as well, right? Let's try to discuss. Before we'll deep dive into BI tool, we need to understand certain things about what is data, what is data analytics, and followed with BI tools. Will that be fine? Also, yeah. So before that, could you please introduce yourself for a while, like your name, a short description about you?
I'm happy to go first. My name is Peng Ling. I'm based in Singapore.
Okay.
And I run the Asia Pacific infrastructure and operations for an organization.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Thank you, Peng Ling. Yep. Yes,
Let me
Rajesh.
go next. Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi,
Renu.
Rajesh. Hi.
Myself, Rajesh Suguru. I'm Chief Executive Officer of Digital Disruption Private Limited. And we got our startup in Singapore, UK, and in India.
Oh, all right. That's great. Good to hear.
Thank you.
That's great. Thanks, Rajesh. Yep. Srinivas, just short description. Senthilnathan, Srinivas, Suresh Lakshmi.
Hello, Suresh here. Hello.
Hi,
Yeah.
Suresh. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lead consultant with NCS National Computer System. I'm
Okay.
SAP.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Suresh. Yeah. I think the others are busy with certain things. No worries. Let me share my screen and we'll start discussing certain things. Hope you can see my screen, right? Can I get your confirmation?
Yeah, Renu, we are able to see this thing.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Rajesh. All right. So before we'll deep dive into this, we'll try to understand what is data analytics, and followed with some BI tools. And particularly, I'm going to talk about Power BI today, since we do have a lot of BI tools in the market. I have chosen Power BI, and also let us try to define why I have chosen Power BI as well, right? So myself, I'm Renika Devi. I'm a data science trainer. I have like 1+ decade of experience in the field of teaching. So I'm here to give you a brief introduction about the course, right? So these are our agenda, like data analytics, data visualization, followed with BI, business intelligence. And we are going to talk about some Gartner report, like to choose the best tool in the market, and followed with Power BI overview, services, capabilities, license, features, these things we're going to cover. There is no hands-on today. Since this is a masterclass, I'm going to give you some high-level overview of all those concepts, right? So what is data? What is data? Any guess? So let us be like, whether it is right or wrong, doesn't matter. Please interact with me so that it be very effective. What is data?
It's the smallest denominator of what we call
Sorry?
Well, I was about to say is the smallest denominator of information.
Okay, so the smallest denominator of information. What you said is exactly right. Actually, that is, the subtle difference between the data and information. But in a nutshell, if you talk about data could be a number, or data could be a symbol, could be a characters, codes, graph, etc. On the other hand, if you talk about information is data. We are just putting into a context, right? So it means that data is completely raw. It's a raw, unorganized facts that needs to be processed, right? So data can be something simple, and seemingly we can talk about like it is a random and useless until it is organized, right? But when it comes to information, when data is processed, when data is organized in a right way, or in a right way in the sense, like the structured form. If you process and organized in a structured way or presented in some given context, so we usually call this as a information. So that is a subtle difference between two. right? So with data, we cannot derive some meaningful insight, or we cannot find some patterns or charts. So we need to process it in a right way. So before we'll talk about that, there is a good saying by Ronald Coase, like torture the data and it will confess to anything. So what does it mean? Like he believed that if you torture the data, it will confess to anything, because there is often more than one way to sample and interrogate your data, right? And deciding which approach is the best and subjective. And also it is open to bias, right? So there are multiple ways to sample and we need to find which is the best way, right? So it is a good saying by Ronald Coase. And yeah, as we discussed, it could be a number, it could be a characters, it could be a symbol, it could be anything. The data could be anything, but in simply, if you talk, it is a raw, unstructured data. So we need to process it, right? And data can be categorized into three different ways, like structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. So what is mean by structured data? So data with high degree of organization. So typically we are storing this data in a spreadsheet like manner, like table. We know Excel sheets, right? It's a spreadsheet like manner. It consists of rows and columns. It seems like a table. So to put it simply, we can consider this as an Excel sheet. So that is a structured data. Excel sheet or Excel sheets would be in the form of a CSV format or TSV format or relational database tables. These things will be considered as a structured data. And semi-structured data. Semi-structured is some degree of organization. To put it simply, think of a text file. Think of a text file that has some structure, like we have heading, paragraph, subtitles. We do have some patterns, right? So we should call this as a semi-structured data. For example, we can say HTML file, hypertext markup language, or JSON file, or XML files. So these things will be considered as semi-structured. We'll talk about this one by one in the upcoming slide, but before that, we'll give you some high-level overview, right? Unstructured data. Again, unstructured, there is no predefined, no schema, no format. It doesn't follow any structure, right? Something like a video, audio, images, plain text, Word files, PDF files. So everything will be considered as unstructured data. So essentially, anything that is not structured or semi-structured data, which is a lot in nowadays, right? We are generating homogeneous amount of data. We cannot expect every time we'll be getting data in a structured manner, right? It is an unorganized raw data. It's a flat file, like Word file, PDF file, any text files. Either if you are nowadays we are using some social network, right? Twitter, LinkedIn, Insta, TikTok. So everything is in the form of videos and audios. So everything will be considered as unstructured data. So I have given some example for structured. It is a well-defined structured format, something similar to this. It has some rows and columns, right? And when it comes to semi-structured data, it does not follow the format of a tabular data model. Something seems like sometimes people may get confused with JSON, XML files, or a structured data. Definitely not. The reason each and every object may hold a different set of fields. So first name, last name, order ID may be one object. In the other object, we may have a different set of attributes as well. So we cannot expect same set of object in the other object, right? So obviously this comes under semi-structured, right? So whichever doesn't follow or any rows and columns as in a form of spreadsheet or a relational DB, we usually call this as a semi-structured data, right? And unstructured data. Yes, as we discussed earlier, it doesn't follow any format, any sequence, semantics, or any rules. We usually call this as a unstructured data. Look at the example which I mentioned on the right-hand side, the body of the content in the email. So this is a flat file, right? This is not a text file. We have to sort it out, we have to organize in a right way, or we have to form a structure, the tabular format. So these are the three different types of categories of data. So we come to know now what is data, how data can be categorized. The next step, types of data. So data, nowadays, data is like a new oil, right? So data is everywhere in every field, whether you are a data scientist, a marketer, or a researcher, or businessman, or whatever you are in any other profession, right? So you need to play or experiment with raw or unstructured data, right? So this data is so important for us that it becomes important to handle and store it properly, right? Without any error. That's a major concern. So while working on this data, it is important to know that a type of data. So to process, in order to process, we should be very familiar with what type of data it is. We can categorize this data into two types. Probably I can highlight this. So we can categorize data into two types. One is qualitative and quantitative. So what is qualitative? Whatever data is in the form of categorical, we usually call this as qualitative, right? And whatever the data could be measured in terms of numbers or could be measured in terms of numbers, we usually call this as a qualitative. So that is a subtle difference between two: qualitative or categorical data, quantitative or numerical data. Got it? So these type of data are measured by category, not by numbers. Could you please give me one example for qualitative?
Someone default on the loan, yes or no?
Sorry, Rajesh. Yes or no? Okay. Okay. Yes or no? Yeah, the other examples we can say like, what language do you speak? Okay, what language do you speak? What is your favorite holiday destination? Different hair colors, different colors which is available in the website, something like that. So all types of things comes under categorical. So which is not counted in forms of numbers, right? So everything will be considered as qualitative. Then again, qualitative is categorized into two different parts. One is nominal and ordinal, right? So what is nominal? Nominal is used to label variables without any order, or without any quantitative value. We usually call this as a nominal. See, for example, the marital status. Does it follow any sequence? Like single, married, does it follow any sequence? No, right? So if doesn't follow any order or any qualitative value, we usually term this as a nominal. Like colors of hair, the marital status, nationality, gender, eye color, it doesn't follow any meaningful order, right? And when it comes to ordinal, it has some natural ordering where a number is present in some kind of order by their position on the scale. See, for example, here I have mentioned some grades, letter grades in the exam, like A, B, C, D. It follows some meaningful sequence, right? If it is A, should be in the first order. If it is B, followed by A, something like that. And the education level. The education level is higher, secondary, primary, and also it follows some kind of order by their position, right? So we usually call this as ordinal. And moving on to this quantitative, again, quantitative can be measured with numbers, can be measured in numerical values. So which makes it countable. And we can use this qualitative data for statistical analysis, right? And again, this can be categorized into two ways. One is discrete and continuous. So if you want to give some example about quantitative, like we can say height of a person, weight of a person, room temperature, or time. So these are things comes under quantitative, right? And examples for discrete and continuous. What is discrete and continuous? Let us try to understand the difference between discrete and continuous. Whole number that cannot be broken down will be considered as discrete. Numbers that can be broken down, such as height and weight, will be considered as continuous. Could you please give me one example for discrete and continuous? The numbers that cannot be broken down. Okay, so total number of learners present in the class. Is it possible to say like 2.5? No, right? It's a whole number. So like the total number of students present in a class, or cost of a cell phone, or number of employees in a company, or total number of players who participated in a competition. So these things will be considered as a discrete number. So we cannot broken down. But when it comes to continuous, that can be broken down, such as height of a person. We can say like 158.64 or 165 point something. So it follows some decimal number, right? So we term this as a continuous data. Again, this categorized into two parts. One is interval and ratio. Numbers with known differences with respect to time, the temperature and time, and the ratio, such as height or weight. Again, these also considered as a ratio. So this is about like the types of data. I hope it's clear, right? The types of data. No worries, Sunil, nothing. Yeah. Guys, good, able to follow me? Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, all right. The next topic is data sources. So we have variety of sources, like either internal source and external source. So nowadays data is residing everywhere. right? As I said, it's like a crude oil. It's like a crude oil. We could able to get oil from anywhere, right? So something like when it comes to data, data is residing everywhere. So there are again categorized into two part. One is internal and external. If your data is collected or if your document is collected within the company, we usually call this as an internal source. Something like your purchase record, sales record, periodical sales report, or annual report. So these are the examples of internal sources of data collection. When it comes to external sources, so data should be published by external agencies, something like the annual report of the companies, the surveys conducted by the census report, or trade journals, etc. These are the examples for external sources. So there are two ways to collect, either internal or external, right? And again, I do have a data. Now I know how to categorize my data. I know whether it is a qualitative data or quantitative data. Again, I can further classify it into nominal or ordinal or discrete or continuous, right? I'm good at that part. The next step, I want to do some analysis. How can I do some analysis? So based on the business requirements, based on the business point of view, I need to do some analysis to derive some meaningful pattern with the given data, right? So there are there are four approaches to deal with data: descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, prescriptive analytics. So what does this mean? So the first one is descriptive. So descriptive is like the use of data to set about what has happened. So what has happened and when does it happen? So for example, for instance, you can consider a website. So website received 2000 visitors, right? 2000 visitors in the first week of September 2022. In the first week of September 2022, 2000 visitors visited my website. So that is descriptive. I'm just analyzing something. What has happened? 2000 visitors visited my website. This happened. And diagnostic. So again, this is a data to explain why something happened. So why 2000 visitors visited my website? What would be the reason? The reason, I sent 10,000 email to the customers. So that's the reason 2000 customers visited my website, right? That is diagnostic. When you talk about predictive, so we need to discover some historical, we need to discover some pattern from the given data. So what happened, what likely to happen in the future is called predictive. So we need to predict something. So what happened initially when I sent 10,000 email, 2,000 visitors visited my website. The next prediction, what I can predict, if I send 20,000 email to the customers, 4,000 visitors may visit my website. So that is my prediction, isn't it? So based on the historical data, based on the previous year data, I could able to discover some pattern, right? So that is called predictive. And moving to the fourth part is prescriptive. So what is prescriptive? What should be done better? Either based on our business perspective or based on the business needs, we need to think about like whether we need to send a weekly mail or monthly email or yearly email. So that depends. Okay, that comes under prescriptive analytics. So these are the four approaches of data. Now we are very good at like what is data, how to categorize your data, and what are the approaches of data. So these are the four approaches, four uses of data. Right? Clear? Does it make sense, guys?
Yes,
Okay.
Renu.
Yeah, all right, Rajesh, thanks. So the next topic is data analytics. Now we come to know what is data, how to categorize, and what are the approaches of data. The next step is data analytics. Could you please tell me what is data analytics? What is the use of data analytics?
Deriving meaningful insights from the data.
Yeah. Yes, what you said is right. So yes, what you said is right. So with the help of data, we have to discover some pattern or to derive some meaningful pattern from the given data. So that is a good saying by Javier, like we are surrounded by data, but start for insights. So what does this mean? We are surrounded by data, but start for insights. So we know that data is everywhere, but this doesn't mean like we necessarily understand or we necessarily understand it or derive any meaning from it. So we may have some n million rows of record in the Excel sheet. Does it mean like whether we understand everything by traversing from all the way to down, like scrolling up from first row to 10,000 rows of record? No, right? So we need to represent in terms of like charts or visuals, or we have to find some pattern from the given data. So I have some sales column. So at the end of the day, I need to understand what is the sales count for this day, right? So I have data, but I need to derive some pattern. So that is called data analytics. That is a good saying by J. Beer. The data analytics, as you said, it's a process of examining data sets to discover some pattern or uncover some pattern from the given data. So that is called data analytics. So what are the benefits we could able to achieve with the help of data analytics? Yes. What are the benefits of doing it? Even I can do it manually with the Excel without finding some pattern. I can traverse from all the way to end. I can use some Excel formula to derive it. What are the benefits of doing that data analytics in the business point of view?
Making it close to real time and quicker
Okay.
decision making.
Yeah, quicker decision making is the first point. It's a valid point. And close to?
Slice and dice.
Real time.
Yeah, close. S. Pengling, yeah.
So I was about to say slice and dice and a lot of what if.
Okay, slice and dice so that we could able to, do our thing in a faster way, in an efficient way. That is also a valid point, yes. Yeah, the main objective here is like to help a business, right? To help to optimize our business, the performance. Like at times we may have millions of road, we can traverse from all the way to down to do certain things, but it consumes more time. So that is not our objective. The primary concern, we have to do it in an efficient way. We can perform more efficiently, we can maximize profit, or we can make some more strategical guided decisions. So that is the major benefit of using our data analytics stuff. So there are various approaches as we discussed earlier, like prescriptive, diagnostic, descriptive, and predictive. So these are the four approaches of, four approaches to deal with your data, all right? And the next step is the data preparation. So data preparation steps. Data preparation pipeline consists of the following step. The first is like ingesting the data, cleansing the data, formatting the data, combining the data, and finally analyzing the data. So I may import a data from data warehouse or databases, or either or from my local directory. I can import my data, right? After importing, I cannot expect all my data is in the form of organized or structured one, right? So I have to cleanse my data. My data maybe it's like a crude oil. So crude oil may have some impurities in the oil. We have to refine it, right? The same way, I may have a data. Data may have like missing values, some redundancies there, duplicate values should be there. The date format might be in different format. I have to convert into my own format. So a lot of things are there, right? So we have to cleanse your data before doing certain analytics steps. The next is formatting the data. So formatting in the sense, maybe Singapore may follow certain standard, the other country may follow this different date format, right? So we have to format according to our business need. That is the third step. And combining the data. See, sometimes we may have 2012 data in one table, 2013, 2014, 2015. We may have 4 different files, separate files. The next step, we want to combine it. If you have same set of attributes, then we can append it. If you have different set of attributes with multiple rows, we can merge it. So appending and merging queries can also be done. Once done with it, we can start analyzing your data. So these are the basic pipelines for preparing or for analyzing your data. First is ingesting, cleansing your data, format the data, combine your data, and finally analyze the data. So here I have given some example. What are the major issues faced during data cleaning? One is like missing values, something like this. I have given some examples. See here at row number 5 and 10, the rows are missing rows. And look at the second one, duplicate data. Same set of rows is available, redundant data. There is no point in having same set of values in one table. So we have to remove this as well. And data type conversion. Look at the column number B here. So row 2 has a different format, row 3 has different format, row 5 has different format. So this is not a good standard to do certain analytics. So we have to format this data as well, right? In specific form, either date, month, year, month, date. Again, it depends upon your business needs. And syntax error. At times we may have some null values, some error might be there. So we have to remove these errors. And sometimes we may have outliers, the one which is not related to that. See, for example, look at the date column. In the date column, instead of date column, if there is some sales representative number, then what would be the thing? It is not correlating with a column B, right? So we have to find the outliers and we have to remove that as well. So these are the common issues we'll be facing while dealing with data cleansing part, right? And the next step is like advanced data analytics techniques, where we can apply these techniques. So it is, I mean, irrespective of like any domain, either it is applicable to the health sector, it is, we can do for the travel sector as well, like predicting the flight delay or to find the dynamic pricing. For the health sector, we could able to predict the disease, the medication effectiveness. When it comes to sales, we can find the upselling and yeah, we can find the demand forecasting and discount offering. And when it comes to the marketing, we could able to find the upselling, cross selling, or lifetime of predicting lifetime value of customers. And when it comes to social media, like we can analyze the sentiment analysis or digital marketing. So we can apply these techniques to any domain. When it comes to finance sector, we could able to predict the fraud and risk reduction, the client predictions. So these are the examples of the analytics part. So where these are the major domains where we could apply your data analytics stuff, right? So far we discussed about like data followed with data analytics, right? So we know data is a raw unorganized structure. We have to make it structure. In order to make it structure, we need to follow the data analytics pipeline. So once you're done with it, after prep your data, the next step we need to analyze your data by using the 4 approaches, like whether it is descriptive or predictive or diagnostic or prescriptive, right? The next step is my data is now it is not my data. Once done with your data analytics, that is your information. So you process your data, you organize your data. Now we usually call this as a information. This is not our data. I have some information now. The next step, I need to make some decision based on the given data, right? So the next step is business intelligence. So again, there is a good saying by Gary Blackwell. Business intelligence is not something to enter lightly, but for some small business, it could be the key to moving to the next level. Yes, by looking at the Excel sheet or any type of data, there is no point. I mean, we cannot make your business in an optimized way. We cannot do it perfectly or efficiently. So we have to derive some insights from the given data, and we have to represent either in terms of charts or graphs or something to visualize it easily, right? Looking at the data sheet in an Excel sheet is different from looking the visual part, right? If it is like histogram, then we could able to plot what is the highest sales, which year we have the highest trends or something like that, which is very easy to visualize, right? Rather than looking at the actual data. So that is where the business intelligence comes into picture. Again, business intelligence, it is a set of process, architectures, and technologies that convert a raw data into meaningful information. Okay, could you please tell me the difference between data analytics and business intelligence so that I can clarify certain things? Some people think that both are same to derive some pattern from the given data, but there is a subtle difference between two. Could you please tell me what would be the difference? Whether it is right or wrong doesn't matter. Please, you can share your views.
Does data analytics covers pre-processing of the data,
Okay.
whereas we give that process data as an input to the business intelligence tools to derive the meaningful information?
Okay, what you said is exactly right. So we have some raw data to discover some pattern. We'll be using data analytics. So all your cleansing part, transforming part will comes under data analytics. When it comes to business intelligence, in order to make some business decision, definitely we have to completely rely on the data analytics stuff, right? Only the process data will help you to visualize in terms of charts or graphs, right? So here the high level relying on data analytics stuff, that is completely different. Business intelligence analyst primarily focus on the operational side of things rather than the technical, like to cleaning part of cleansing or transforming part will be done by the data analyst, right? Only the person who is good at the technical thing could able to do certain things in the data analyst. Once done with it, the business people, the high level people, the financial, the director or the CEO, they will make some decision. They will make some business decision by looking at the data analyst. I mean, they data analyst, right? So that is completely different. Both are completely different. So what are the benefits of using business intelligence? One is like improving the decision-making process, enables to access the information easily and we could able to share your information easily. Either it could be a report, a dashboard, or whatever it could be, we could able to do that. And also enables real-time analysis. It not only do the batch processing that I do have data, historical data of 30 years of data in my data warehouse. It is not like that. Even I could able to fetch my data dynamically. So real-time analysis could also be done in BI tool. And also it reduces the risks of bottlenecks. It helps to identify the waste in the system, and also it helps to understand your business. So these are the major benefits of using BI tool, right? If you want to take your decision effectively in a short span of time, then BI tool will helps you a lot, Mostly the small scale organizations will completely relying on the BI tool to find some to the past history of their what to say, like the statistics reports of the previous years. So it helps them, definitely it will help them a lot. So examples I can say, like nowadays we are coming across this Netflix part, right? So I have given two analogy here. One is like the next Netflix active monthly churn rate. So it's a good US based analytics company mentioned in the blog spot, like there are monthly churn rate increased by plus 0.9 points month over month. And what would be the reason? So they have some statistical report based on the historical data. They are finding like 0.5 points, 0.5 percentage churn rate is getting increased month over month. And also they find the reason as well. Look at the second sentence. Like I mentioned, the company raised prices on all of its plant tires. So that's the reason people started exiting from Netflix. They are not subscribing their plan. The reason they started raising the prices for all of its plant tires. So they come to know the reason. This is one kind of analogy for business intelligence. And look at the charts, like the graph we could able to see where maybe in 2011, it may be in the peak. I mean, there is a significant spike in 2011. Drastically, it gets down. Drastically, it decreased in the year 2016 or 17. And they started analyzing what might be the reason why they are not subscribing our plans. Then they come to know like all our prices has been raised by Netflix company. So what is the next point? Maybe the Netflix, the owner might give some offer, like you can reduce the plan tier to something, like they can give some offers to the existing customers in order to retain it. So that is one benefit of using BI. The other analogy is like the attrition rate. So nowadays, due to COVID, like people started working remotely at home. They are not moving to office. It's like, so there are like hybrid mode. Sometimes people completely staying at home and doing the thing. So a lot of things, it's completely relying on a computer. It's digitalized. Rapid digitization has happened due to COVID, right? And also attrition rate is, I have given few companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, they have given some percentage like 15 point, 25 point, 22 point respectively. The reason it is all in high demand. The IT sectors is at in high demand. What might be the reason? Again, the data indicates that rapid digitization in the wake of a pandemic, right? So this is another analogy. Likewise, we could able to find something with the given data, past data, with the help of the past data, or with the help of like 30 plus or 50 plus years of historical data, we could able to derive some meaningful pattern. Look, something, could you imagine without business intelligence tool, is it possible to derive some pattern or to uncover some pattern from the given data? If it is like 1 year, it could be hectic. If you have like 30 plus years of data, in the financial sectors, they often hold like 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus years of data as well, right? At times, they do have like homogeneous amount of data in the data warehouse. Could you imagine without BI tool, is it possible to derive some pattern? Could you able to find some statistical report? No, right? Definitely no. It consumes an enormous amount of time. But when it comes to BI tool, you could able to load a voluminous data, and within a fraction of second, you could able to get the statistical report. So that is a major benefit of using business intelligence tool, right? Okay. And next is BI tools available in the market. The first is the Microsoft Power BI. This one, the Power BI is developed by Microsoft. Tableau is developed by Salesforce. ClickView, ClickSense is designed or developed by Click Company. And Google has a Data Studio. And also it has some Looker. That is a major difference between Looker and Data Studio. And MicroStrategy BI tool design developed by MicroStrategy company, right? So we do have a lot of tools available in the market. So which tool I should go with? Sometimes as a developer or as a business analyst or data analyst or financial analyst, sometimes in a Fortune 500 company, they may name it in a different way. Sometimes they may say as a data analyst, some company, they may represent them as a financial analyst, operational analyst, marketing analyst. The name may vary, but the main the roles and responsibilities of analyst is to find some pattern from the given data, right? So we have a lot of tools in the market, but out of which I need to find the best tool. How can I do, how can I find that? How come I know? By looking at the name, is it easy for us to predict, like, okay, by looking at Microsoft, Power BI is the best, or looking at Tableau, okay, Tableau looks good. How will you analyze this? Which one looks good? How do you find the pattern? How do you choose your tool? So normally, how would you choose a tool, guys? There are a lot of tools in the market. How do you choose the tool?
Based on the business needs, whatever the best fits.
Okay, based on the business needs, how business people came to know this tool is the best one?
Based on their daily usage or like the purpose that this particular tool is flagged with.
Yeah, either way, we have to work, and only then we come to know this tool works best or not, right? So for example, if you have a number of BI tools in the market, is it possible to work with a number of tools? Again, it's like a time consuming. So we have a beautiful things in the market, like I will show you that. Uh, there is a Gartner report. Have you heard about the term Gartner report? Gartner report, right?
Yep.
So in order to, it is very useful for IT product selection. Actually, it is very useful. It is highly useful for IT product selection. So what, every year or twice in a year, they do some survey. They do some survey based on the products, based on the applicability, the usability, the cost. So they have certain protocols to do that. After getting some survey, they will be finding, okay, this tools comes under leaders quadrant, or whether it comes under niche quadrant or something like the challenges. There are 4 quadrants. I will come to that slide. In the upcoming slide, we have that. But keep in mind, in order to choose a BI tool, we have a Gartner report. The magic quadrant will definitely it is very useful for IT product selection. Okay, we'll come to that point later. And also, I cannot bluntly say like you can go with Power BI, you can go with Tableau or ClickSense. As Rajesh said, I mean, based on the organization's needs, we have to go with it. There are certain factors need to be considered. One is like the business objective. Sometimes you may have homogeneous data. So out of which the Tableau and Power BI, if you have a large data, then Tableau works best. And if your company want to cut cost the don't I mean cut cost the certain things, the cost management is also there, right? If you want to use a less amount to do with certain things, then Tableau doesn't suits you, then you have to go with Power BI. So there are pros and cons is there. Each and every tool has its own benefit, so we have to survey. And based on the business objective, you have to choose a tool, and you have to see whether whatever the visualization, the expected visualizations are there in the tool, then whether it could able to do the advanced analytics. Like some tools have some natural language query processing, something AI chatbot, something AI robotics can help you to predict certain things. So we have to look for it, the advanced concepts, and whether it is able to easy for us to integrate multiple data at one go within a few minutes or something. We have to analyze that as that part as well. Then multiple sources of data. Again, there are some different users, like premium users, free users, pro users are there. If it is a free, then we are restricted to certain things. We cannot able to load data from multiple sources. If you are a pro or premium users, you may have 100 plus data sources to fetch your data, to ingest your data from data warehouse or data tables, or from your local directory, right? Or on-premise machine, whatever it could be. Then also you have to look for the customization, whether it is possible to customize your visuals, the viz, right? And then lastly, it's a security part. If it is a financial sector, then definitely they have to keep their customers report confidentially. It should not be visible to other things, and you have to look for it as well. If it is a free, then there is no security. If you have to pay for it, it is a paid one. So you have to subscribe to enable the security, the row level security. Row level security in the sense, like for example, if you're if you're like the data analyst, you don't want to look at the business objective or business analyst data, then you can create a number of role. The roles would be there, like the user role, the account admin role. There are certain roles would be there. You can give some, you can prevent your data. There are some certain restrictions is also there in the security options. So we have to look for it. These are the factors you need to consider when choosing your tool. Okay, this is one way. here I have mentioned some real world scenario. For example, consider we are in a large organization in which we have historical data, right? We are storing your historical data in a data warehouse and we are representing in the form. So 30 years of data I do have in my data warehouse. Is it possible to make some better decision by looking at my data set? Definitely no. I have to rely on any one of the BI tool. We have to convert this data into some meaningful form, right? Here I have given like 30 years of data. Suppose you work for a popular banking industry and you want to view its historical growth rate across the last 30 years. Without BI, the following tasks associated with this effort would be proved difficult, like reviewing the performance data for each year, or finding and reviewing the available data to match the customer trend analysis, or creating some interactive visualizations to convey customer centric goals. These are the challenges without using BI. So these are very difficult for us to come up with some solution. So with BI, we could able to do it easily. So this is one real world scenario I have mentioned here. Right. The next is how business intelligence works. The next question, I have my data. So my data may be in cloud or my data may be in on-premise, anywhere my data would be there. The next first step is I need to ingest some data from the data warehouse, right? So data mining, that is your first step. After mining your mining data should be in the form of, it is a collection of raw and organized one, right? We need to do some analytics process. We know that, right? But to do certain analytics process, we need to prep your data first. We need to cleanse your data. We need to transform your data. We need to combine your data. Only then we could be able to analyze it. So you have to do all your cleansing part here. That is your second step. Once done with it, you can query your data, right? You can put it in the data mart or you can put it in the data warehouse from directly. You can fetch, you can query your data using some SQL command, some query language. So in order to interact with your DB or something, there is intermediate language, right? The SQL query. So using some query language, you could able to fetch your data from any of the tool. Once done with it, the next step is reporting, right? I have a data. My data is in organized form. It is, I have an information now. After cleanse your data becomes an information. So with that information, I could able to discover some pattern. I can do some visuals. I can create in terms of charts or graphs or something. Once done with it, I can pass this report or dashboard to the higher official. So the business analyst team will make some decision, make some business decision. So as I have shown you one analogy, like the Netflix rate, right? It started, the churn rate is getting decreased. The reason all our tired plans gets increased, right? So what happened at the end of the day? They may reduce the cost. They may reduce the plan tires in order to retain the customer. So that is one decision, right? Or other way, what they can do, specific to the specific customers, they can give offer like 50% offer. You are like the regular customer for us, so we want to give you some offer for you, like I can give you 50% or 60% offer, so on. So these kind of stuff they can do. Instead of doing for all the customers, they can target particular customers, only the churned customers, in order to retain them. So these type of decisions can be taken with the help of BI tool. So these are the basic steps, right? Guys, does it make sense, like how BI helps you in the real world scenario?
Yeah, yes, done.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Great. See, look at this. I have given some analogy for the visualization. This is the actual data. I have the state with 4 years of sales data. By looking at this, could you able to say which year the Texas has the highest sales? This is like 4 column. We can easily say in a minute or in 2 minutes, right? But if you have like million rows of record, is it possible to traverse from, first row to all the way to the end and say like, okay, this year has the highest record? No, it consumes more time. So if you use BI tool, we can create some charts. With this, I could able to visualize it easily. By looking at this, the Texas, I can say 2014 has the highest sales. By looking at the North Carolina or New York, I could able to say 2011 has the highest sales. It is very easy to, visualize certain things, right? So this is the major benefit actually. Okay, benefits of BI. As I said, we can create some intuitive dashboard. We can analyze your data in a faster way. Increased competitive advantages. We can improve the customer's experience. We can govern your data-driven business. What is data-driven business? What is data-driven business and what is governed data? Yes.
The one data might be related to the regulatory.
Regulatory, yes. We can examine and organize your data in order to better serve their customers or consumers. Okay, we have to organize. I mean, the data-driven approach. The main objective of this approach is to examine and organize your data. That is the data-driven approach. Okay, it makes some strategic decisions. It may vary from company to company, organization to organizations. It may vary. The strategy may vary, right? And govern data, like it is a process of managing the availability, usability, integrity, security of your data. So that comes under govern. So these are the major benefits of using BI. Yeah, I mean, in the previous slide, I have shown you 5 different BI tools, the majorly used 5 BI tools. And out of which here I have chosen Power BI is the best one. The reason in the Power BI, in the Gartner report, look here, we have 4 different quadrants, right? Okay, I'm unable to see it. Give me a moment. So we have 4 different quadrants here. The first quadrant is leader quadrant, second is visionaries, third is niche players, and challenges. So these are the 4 quadrants. Actually, this Gartner rates vendors depends on 2 things. One is completeness of vision and ability to execute. So based on these 2 criteria, the completeness of vision and ability to execute, we need to compare or we need to find the score leads. So leader is the actual highest composite score. It competes both the completeness of vision and ability to execute. It's the highest one. Okay, it has a market share, it has a credibility, sort of which, look at this one. So Microsoft is in the leaders quadrant, and followed with Tableau, Salesforce Tableau. So with this, I can easily identify. Maybe like the Microsoft Power BI has, I mean, I have given the comparison. Give me a moment. If you want, maybe you can refer it later as well. Yeah. I have given hyperlink below to this BI tools in the market. Maybe you can refer. So each and every tool has its own benefits, the pros and cons, the cost, the user friendly, easy drag and drop options. Even with non-technical users can able to work on with the Power BI. But when it comes to Tableau, definitely they should have some experience. They should have some knowledge to do with it. But here is the easy drag and drop option. They can do all the formatting stuff. They can fetch even more visuals from the Play Store. It is very easy, quite easy compared to the other tools. Even it would be easy, but the name might vary. And also we need to write some measures, right? Multidimensional table measures should follow by Tableau, whereas in Power BI, we have to write some DAX measure. It is similar to some Excel formula. So in order to summarize or in order to get the count of certain things, we'll be written some formula for Excel, right? The same way in Power BI, we have to rely on DAX measure. So data analytics expression measure. So this Gartner report, which helps you to find the, like the best, the useful IT product selection. Right, the magic quadrant comprises of 2 axes. One is completeness of vision and ability to execute. The first one is your, the upper quadrant is your leaders quadrant, and visionary is the lower right, whereas the niche player is the lower left, and finally challenges in the upper right. So based on, we could able to, the first one is leader, followed with visionaries, followed with niche, and the last one is challenges. The challenges is the last quadrant where it is not competing with I mean, any of the market standard. It is not, I mean, it is not up to the standard. Then with this, we can easily identify whether it is good to go with it or not, right? So definitely Gartner report helps you. Not only for this Power BI, it is applicable for all IT product selection. If you want to choose a best cloud platform, you can go for the Gartner report. If you want to choose the best data warehousing thing, you can go for it. If you want to find the best product, the web services, then you can go for it. So a lot of, for each and every product, IT product selection, you can completely rely on Gartner report. Okay. So now I can justify my point why I have chosen Power BI. The reason Power BI lies on top of the leaders quadrant, right? And also it is very easy to use. I work with both Tableau as well as Microsoft. As per my experience, I felt like Microsoft Power BI is the easiest one. Easy drag and drop options. When it comes to Salesforce, the main benefit of using Tableau here is like, if you have a voluminous data like 30 or like 20 years of data, if you want to do some sort of analytic stuff, then Tableau will help you a lot. And also for the premium, the pro version, the cost is quite high. You have to pay $35. When it comes to Microsoft Power BI, comparatively it is quite less, something like $9. So 9 and 35, something like that. So difference would be high. So based on your organization business needs, you can pick a tool. Okay. Sometimes your company may rely on Power BI rather than Tableau, then there is no point in discussing with them to go with Tableau or not. You have to learn something on Power BI and you have to work on it. That is also a thing. Again, what is Power BI? Again, Power BI is a BI tool developed by Microsoft to present your data in a more meaningful way. We can create some dashboards, graphs, viz, or reports. Okay, with this, we could able to understand or discover some pattern, and also we could able to make some business decision making as well. Right? It is a powerful BI tool that enables user to drill down, drill through, drill up. We can do a lot of stuffs in Power BI, and also we can do some KPIs as well. So business use this tool to generate some BI visuals in order to gain some pattern, or to in order to gain some business decision making. Right? Why should I choose Power BI? What are the features are there? One is superior accessibility, yes, and embeddable attributes. It is like not only use going for the what to say, like the batch processing, even it accepts the streaming as well, real-time streaming, as well as the batch streaming is also there. And rich features, yes, they have a lot of features like rollover security is also there. A lot of features are there, like natural language processing is also there. It's like a robot. If you type a plain English text, it gives you some result. We can check like what is the highest sales in the year 2011. It gives you some result instantly. It gives you some chart, right? While doing hands-on, probably I can show you this. Since this is a master class, we can give you some high level overview. Probably in the like the actual demo, I can show you like how these features works. And again, as I said earlier, this is a simple drag and drop functionality and powerful connectivity. Even in the Power BI desktop free version, we can go with 70 plus sources. 70 plus, one is Snowflake, the Oracle or MySQL database, DB2 Teradata. So 70 plus data sources are available. We can work on with a free one. And we can create some meaningful report, yes, and continuous updates. If you're going with a premium or pro version, then continuous updates and data refresh rate is applicable. When it comes to free, it is not. It's quite less. So for example, data refresh rate in the sense when it comes to your real-time streaming, 48 times, 32 times and 48 times per second will happen per day or per one hour. The refresh rate is 32 minutes if it is a pro version. If it is a normal one, per hour it goes for eight refresh rates. Again, it may vary from the licensing part. Then no upfront cost. We can cover some discover some pattern from the given data. So these are the major features of using Power BI. And even non-technical business users can also work on with this Power BI. They could able to aggregate it, they can analyze it, they can visualize it. Once done with it, they can share their reports, they can share their what to say, like the dashboards to the the colleagues, or they can share the same reports to other organization people as well, or they can share to their stakeholders. They can do. Again, it depends. If it is a pro user, you could able to share your reports to even free users, pro users, as well as premium user. If you are a free user, you cannot share your report. You cannot publish it. So there are certain restrictions is also there that we need to look into it. And this is just a general workflow. We need to collect your data either from data warehouse or from the actual local directory normal flat file, PDF file or CSV or text file. After extracting some data, we need to do a transformation. This is where our analytic part comes into picture. Once done with it, either you can load it to a data warehouse again, from where we can fetch and visualize it. So using Power BI, you can fetch your data from data warehouse and you can start creating some reports, dashboards, something like that. Once done with it, you can pass or you can share your reports to business users, the business stakeholders. By looking at it, they could able to they can discover and they can make some decisions, better decision making. So this is just general workflow of Power BI. Again, the same thing, like the process flow, like connect your data, transform your data, model your data, visualize your data, and at last you can share your data. So these are the processing steps. Okay, what are the three core areas of Power BI? As we discussed earlier, your data may be in the form of raw, unstructured way, right? If you're taking a CSV file or something, your data may be, we might be facing certain issues like missing data, duplicate data, outliers would be there, right? So you have to prep your data. So in order to do your preparation, so data preparation will be done in query editor. So in using query editor in Power BI, there is an option called query editor. There is a separate window. The dialogues gets open where you can do all your preparation, data preparation and data modeling. And if you are a data data warehouse or data analyst, you come to know the data modeling part. So you may have like fact tables, relational tables. You may have n number of tables, right? You may have n number of tables. You have to find a relationship between one table to other table. So in order to make some cardinality, you have to go with a data modeling part. While doing hands-on, probably I can show you like how data modeling works and what is the use of data modeling. And if there is no relationship between one table to other table, then there is no point in finding a charts or something. It will give you an error. So before doing your visualization, this part plays a major role, right? The data modeling part. And data view, the last core area is data visualization. So in order to create your charts or visuals or graphs or cards or something, we have to work under in the report canvas. In the white canvas, you have to do your visualization thing. So these are the three major core areas we need to focus on. To prepare your data, we have to rely on query editor. To model, to find some relationship or to manage some relationship, we have to rely on data modeling. And to create some visual, you have to rely on data visualization. So these are the three major core areas, right? So who are all using this Power BI? Data analyst, business intelligence professionals, the beneficial for roles such as functional consultant, managers, developers, app makers, business owners, and data scientists. It is not only for the above professions, and also if you are new to it, or if you want to explore more on the BI tools, even you can learn this as well. In general, it is helpful for anyone trying to understand or measure or track their business data, metrics, or parameters in a user-friendly way, right? Okay, let me give you some high-level overview. What are the services are there, capabilities and features? Yes, in Power BI services, we have three different things like desktop, web app, and mobile. If you want to install this Power BI in your local machine, then you have to download the Power BI for the Windows application in the official website. Then you can start installing this in your local machine. That is a Power BI desktop. This is a free version. If you want to install Power BI in your local machine, then you have to get this Power BI desktop, right? This web service is a cloud-based one, software as a service. There is no need to download the application. Straight away, you can use a web service where you should have some Microsoft account. So all your data is, this software as a service is loaded in Microsoft Azure. Since there's a Microsoft company developed this Power BI, so they have their own cloud as Microsoft Azure, right? So all your software platforms is available in the Microsoft Azure. So you should have some credential to work on with this, right? And Microsoft Power BI. Sorry, mobile Power BI. Yes, even you could able to share your reports or view your reports or access your reports via, like either iPhone or Android. It supports all tablets, all mobile phones, as well as your desktop. So these are the three Power BI services, something like this. So Power BI desktop. This one is a cloud-based one. This is you're installing a Power BI desktop in your local machine. Again, you can access and you can do all your you can share your reports even in mobile Power BI as well. What are the capabilities of Power BI? Yep, we can wrangle your data. So what is the difference between wrangle and cleansing the data? Okay, I have a data. So wrangle it's more or less similar. Actually, there is no much difference, the difference of cleaning and wrangling data. So wrangling data in the sense we are cleaning and transforming of one type of data into another type to make it more appropriate in the processed format, right? Even you can read 1 million rows of record per user per hour. So that is one capability. Then you can create some dashboards, visuals, and reports in order to find some meaningful pattern. And also you could able to share the reports to the end user to get some, to uncover some patterns. And also you could able to readily connect your faults and errors. You can easily fix your bugs. It's quite easy. You'll be getting dialogues then and there. You can easily find out and you can do all the bugs, or you can fix the bugs then and there. So that is the other capability. So these are the major three capabilities of using Power BI. And features. Yes, as I said, you can create a dashboard, you can create a number of reports. At last, you can create a single page report in Power BI dashboard. And natural query processing. Yes, by passing the plain text English, you could able to discover some pattern. You can also do that. Then user-friendly reports with data visualization. Yes, it is user-friendly since it is accessed via tablets, mobile phones, desktops, even in web browser. Without downloading the application, we could able to access the reports using a web browser. So this is quite user-friendly. and simple drag and drop options to do your visuals. So that's why they clearly mention this is a user-friendly reports, and sharing with others. So if you are a pro user or premium user, once you created your reports and dashboard, you can share these reports to organization to organization, from organization A to organization B, or within your organization, or also you could be able to share um, to multiple users, either free users or pro users or premium users. And report server. So this report server, this is an online based on-premise one. So you should have a separate isolated machine in your organization in order to have this report server, right? And embedded. So this is the premium users. In future, this Power BI embedded will become the premium users. So embedded, like all kind of stuff, all the high level features are available in the Power BI embedded, right? And the last one is mobile support. Yes, it supports both Android as well as iOS. So these are the major features of Power BI. Even in the regular classes, probably I can explain each and every step clearly. But as of now, but to keep it simple, like these are the features. Like NLP and QP is there. User-friendly reports. We can share your reports. For the premium users, they can go with Power BI embedded, and it also supports both iOS as well as Android, right? And Power BI platforms. So what are the platforms? As I said, Power BI desktop is a free version, right? No need to rely on any of the cloud version or software as a service or something. You can download this application from the official website, where you can install your application in your local machine, right? Whereas Power BI service is a cloud-based platform. It works on Microsoft Azure. This is a cloud-based one. Again, this is also free. It is not available on a private cloud. It is not available on any of the private cloud like Amazon or Google Cloud or something. Since this is a Microsoft company, developed this Power BI, so they are completely relying on their own cloud platform as Microsoft Azure. And premium. So it has a greater capabilities and performance. I mean, they are providing a lot of offerings to the end users. Like, as I said, like the row level security is there. You can have n number of multiple sources. You can collect your data, or you can ingest your data from 100 plus sources of data. So a lot of benefits would be there for premium users. And also the data refresh rate is high in premium users. A lot of multiple additional features are there in the additional features are provided to the premium users. And licensing part. Yes, free license, pro license, and premium license. I can show you the difference between free, pro, and premium. If it is a free, I mean, it is limited to 1 GB per user, and even for pro, it's 10 GB per user. If it is a free, 1 GB, and for pro, it's 10 GB. Even for premium, again, it depends upon the capacity they do have. There is no hard and fast rule, or they are not going to stick with, I mean, 10 GB or 100 GB, right? They can scale up and scale down according to your need. And data refresh rate is 8 times per day. So per day, the refreshing rate is 8 times. But when it comes to the premium user, it is 48 times per day. So this particular statement is applicable for the real-time streaming, not for the batch data. This is for the continuous data. You might be getting data, streaming data, right? For the streaming data, this Power BI Premium is the best option. And when the security is concerned, data can be handled on premises and in the cloud. So on premise is like a client server model. You can have your machine dedicatedly for your company on your own place, in the organization place. It is not going to store somewhere in the cloud or something, right? For the premium users, data is secured with organization content pack. This is completely secured. They may keep a separate server for your organization. It is completely isolated. No one can access that machine. So if your data is confidential, then you can go for premium. They will keep a separate machine only for your organization. No one will push their data into that machine, right? And streaming rate is concerned, this is 1 million rows per hour. Again, it depends on the capacity of the workspace. Yep, this is the major part, RLS. RLS is available for all users. Each and every user, each and every role can prevent their data. So the HR data cannot be viewed by the sales department. Sales data will not be viewed by the marketing department, something like that. They cannot they can protect their own, like the folders, own directories. And again, data can be sourced from live data sets. So live data sets in the sense you can have a collection of data, either from data warehouse or the live streaming, or using Kafka, you could able to access the data, or you could ingest the data from any of the data warehouse. And when it comes to data catalog, this data catalog is a separate one. They are, they are creating a separate folder where they are pushing all the contents in a one machine. Okay, all kind of data would be there. All the description of data would be available in the data catalog, right? This is particularly designed to help data professionals quickly to find the most appropriate data for any of the analytical or business purpose. So these are the major benefits of Power BI Free, Pro and Premium.
Renu, Senthil here.
Yes, Sendil, yeah.
Okay, this on-premise and in the cloud,
Yeah.
but we still need to use this as a service from Microsoft Azure, is it? Where the Microsoft Azure thing comes into the picture?
No, if it is a cloud one, you have to completely rely on Microsoft Azure, Sendil. If not, if it is on-premise, they will separately download the application and they will install in your machine.
So the entire the software will be installed in the on-premises one.
Yes, yes, exactly.
And the difference here, it is shown as it's secured with organizational content packs. But on-premise, how it is? If I'm going with a pro, what kind of a security?
Security, again, it depends. Actually, no RLS will be there in on-premise, actually, Sindhil. If you're going with Power BI Pro, there is no RLS security is there. Row-level security is not there.
Yeah, I'm trying to compare the third row, actually, both sides.
Yeah, I got your point. Actually, in the on-premise, you're talking about this one is an isolated machine. They in the cloud, they will be storing your data and they will keep isolated. No other organization has a direct access with the particular machine. So they will keep an isolated one. When it comes to Power BI Pro, it's an on-premise machine. You have to take care of your thing. The Power BI will not take that responsibility. You have to take care of that machine.
Okay, I will put my question a bit differently. In
Yeah.
Power BI Premium,
Yeah.
I cannot have on-premise for Premium.
And no, this is completely taken care by the Power BI Premium users. That is it is based on completely cloud one, Sindhil. This Premium is a cloud-based one. Microsoft Azure will be taking care of this one.
Okay, why I'm asking is, I want something premium, but I
Okay.
want to maintain it on my own premises.
Okay, you want a premium thing and you want to store it in your own premises. You're not completely relying on the cloud, right?
Yeah.
Then in that case, you need to talk to the premium. Each and everything they have the customized option as well, Sendil. So if if you need some certain agreements with Power BI, then they will get some MOU from your end, and accordingly they will protect your data.
Yeah. Why I was wondering is there something very special when it comes to the premium? Currently, it is not openly mentioned. It is available on premises. I understand in premium the RLS is there.
Yeah.
But if it is on premise, I can maintain my own security.
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe I'll also check with some documentation.
Yeah, the Power BI Premium, actually, when you're dealing with the thing, actually, it's based on cloud. They will keep as a separate machine just to protect your data. That's it, Sendil. In order to protect your data, no one should not access. Then in that case, you can go with Premium part. But in the Pro version, we cannot expect multiple features are there in Pro.
Do you have any use cases how the companies handle this? Maybe they are going with premium, but it is to be in the cloud based on what I'm seeing, and how they are handling the compliance issues and other regulatory thing.
Okay, it is always there in the official website, actually, Sindhil. I can share you the link, actually. Well, this part link will share it with you then.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we'll share it with you. Yeah.
Okay.
And again, the premium, it's a separate data catalogs. As I said, all your data assets, organizations' data assets will be there. It's a separate detailed inventory form is available for the premium users. And definitely helps the professionals to get some meaningful pattern and appropriate data. We can fetch most appropriate data, but it is not applicable for as Power BI Pro or free one. These are the major key differences of using free Pro and licenses. Okay, and advantages of using Power BI. Yep, it handles large data handling capabilities. Deployment option is also very easy, flexible collaboration, and you can share your data sets if you're going with Premium or Pro, and rich visualization, similarity with Excel, and also it supports many data sources. Again, it depends if you're going with free 70 plus, and if you're going with Premium or Pro, it accepts up to 100 plus data sources. And building blocks of Power BI. visualization, data sets, reports, dashboards, and tiles. I can show you the difference. Visualization is a visual representation of data. It could be a chart, it could be a graph, or color-coded maps or cards, anything. Okay, the goal of the visual is to present data in a way that provides some meaningful context of the given data to discover some or some insights from the given data. So that is called visual. When it comes to data set, it's a collection of data. Okay, so by using this data, we can create your own visuals. So we can ingest this data from any of the data warehouse. And once you collect your data, you can do all your data preparation steps or data cleansing, transformation part as well. And reports. So report is a collection of visuals. Report is a collection of visuals that appear together one or more pages. See, for example, I may take one data from one source and I can create one report. I may take a data from other data set. I can create a number of report. Again, I will take one data from Oracle DB and I can create report. So I can create n number of report. But at the end of the day, keeping multiple visuals and multiple reports doesn't help the business people to get some meaningful decision. They cannot take some decision. So what you have to do, you have to pick the essential stuff from each and every report and you have to create a single page. So single page will be, or you have to keep all your visuals in a single page. So usually call this as a dash, right?
Sorry, one more question.
Yes, and
This one we are talking about, I mean, this depicts the data at rest or data from the warehouse, right? So for real-time streaming data, they have connectors to consume it, is it?
yeah.
Available.
Yeah, so 100 plus data sources are there. You can directly connect with the sources and you can fetch it from there actually, Sindhil. Here, we are not talking about the sources of thing. I'm talking about the report part. Even you may have same set of data in your local machine. You can create a number of report. Like for one report, you can generate income statement. In the other report, you can have the loss and profit. In the other reports, you can have the balance sheet, something like that.
Okay, for the visibility purpose, like you mentioned, HR cannot see finance data, those kind of things. We can integrate with AD, is it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and
Yeah.
one more thing is the term BI is actually business intelligence.
Yeah.
But what we are actually seeing in the previous slides, the capability of a Power anything, I mean, from the reporting, the BI business intelligence need to be derived, or is there anything else? I understand that should be something for machine learning as well.
Which part you're talking about, Sindhil? I mean,
Business intelligence, but
I
whatever we
can
are
traverse
seeing
back.
here is dashboard reporting, which is uh, more specific to data analytics, right?
Which slide? 1 second. Let me go back to the slide. Probably I can help you out.
I mean, it's almost captured in all the places. What I'm saying is
Okay.
the Power BI, Microsoft Power BI, is able to ingest data for it can process the data, transform the data, all these things, and come up with the visual reporting, everything, right?
Yeah.
But you also mentioned about the business intelligence part.
Yeah.
Where the data from this reporting helps to derive some business decisions.
Yeah.
That's where the business intelligence comes.
Yeah.
So is that the only one, or because
No, we
it's
have
just a
actual data. You have
analytical tool,
actual.
right?
Yeah, this is an analytics tool actually. We have actual data. It may be in the form of your data should be in the form of a tabular manner. So we may have lot of we might be facing a lot of general issues, right, Sindhil? So we have to prep it, right? Even you can do all the analytics stuff in Power BI. So that's what I discussed earlier in the building. I mean, in the core part. If you want to do all your preparation, you can do all your analytical stuff in Query Editor. This part. So Query Editor helps you do all your preparation. It is not only for the visual part. It is not only applicable for creating charts or reports. Even you may have some, I mean, it's like a crude oil. You may have some unnecessary data. So you have to clean it first. In order to do a cleaning part in Power BI, there is a query editor. You can do all your stuff in query editor. Once done with it, you can pass it to a Power BI desktop where you can start creating your visuals. So here, this is just a building blocks of showing the visuals, like how we can visual the difference between the data sets, reports, dashboards, and tiles. So in visual, we can have charts after preparing your data. You're pushing your data into Power BI desktop where you can start creating your visuals. Once done with it in the data sets, again, data set is a collection of data. You can fetch it from any of the data sources or data warehouses. Sorry, not data, either internally or external sources. And report is like you can create a separate report. As Sendil described, one is for marketing, one is for sale, and the other one is for something. You can protect the particular sheet as well. You can prevent that particular sheet to, to access, not to access by anyone else. And the last one is the dashboard. So where we are picking the essential things from multiple each and every report and putting in a single dashboard. We are creating a single screen display of information, right? Single screen information, a visual display of information to achieve one or more objective. One is single screen display, alert the users on issues or problems, operational performance and personal. Sometimes you want to find some pattern from the given data, then you can have n number of charts in one report. But out of which, after getting some insights from the given data, you can pick the essential thing from particular report and put it in the dashboard rather than keeping unnecessary stuffs. And tile. So look here, I have 6 different charts and followed with 5 different cards. So single, visual will be called as a tile. So this is single visualization found in a report. In a single report, I have like 6 charts and with 5 cards. So this particular single, could you able to see the rectangular box with red solid line? This one, single visual will be represented as a tile. So these are the building blocks: tile, dashboard, reports, data sets, and visuals. These are the building blocks of Power BI. Business case study. So I have given few case study. Probably you can maybe go through. You can all the slides. I can go with one case study. So financial reporting dashboard. So no matter whatever business you are in, generating revenue and profit is probably your organization's chief's KPI, right? So tracking your finances with long-standing Excel sheets or logbook is not only difficult but confusing also. Sometimes we may have like historical data again. In order to find some a pattern or the historical or statistical report from the past 10 years data, then again it's very difficult as well as confusing too. So we have to manually keep updating the figures in the cells and eventually tends to lose track. So modern day business have therefore switched to a powerful data visualization tool called Power BI. So finance industry may get some bird's eye view. It is not only applicable for the financial sector, even any sector who want to get some, all small scale industries can completely rely on Power BI to discover some pattern. Okay. So the financial sectors may get their revenue statements and could take some quick decision on cash flow and product wide sales, summary data, etc., etc. They can do n number of things. They can have a separate balance sheet. They can have a separate income statement, that profit and loss. They can have a separate customer data, loan statement in one report. They can go with n number of visuals. So likewise, I have given some use cases for sales and for resource management, for Power BI for claims, billing and collection report, inventory optimization, and anything. So it is irrespective of any domains, you can go with it. You can completely lay on. And also I have given some rules to design a perfect dashboard. Sometimes when you try to create a visual, the actual data may be in the form of continuous. Sometimes you may have like 4 decimal places, 5 decimal places. It doesn't help the business people to get some outcome. So you have to make it shorten. You have to shorten the number and it should start with 0. And you have to keep it simple rather than putting a messy data in one dashboard doesn't help. So you have to keep the essential things in a dashboard. And also we have to be very consistent and have to choose the right color. Sometimes certain organization may follow their standard colors. So you have to check with them and you have to create accordingly. So these are the basic rules to design a perfect dashboard. And also picking the right chart. Sometimes we may not know which chart to pick. You may have like 15 plus categorical data with one numerical data. With going with like bar chart or horizontal bar chart or stacked column chart doesn't help you. It looks very messy. So I have to pick like a tree map chart. There are certain things. I have given some cheat sheet for you guys. Like you can check with it while creating dashboard. Probably during hands-on, I can help you out how to pick a chart.
Yeah, this part maybe you can. I mean, cheat sheet is very good suggestion,
Yes.
and maybe from your experience, you can also give some more insights on based on the kind of data the organization is wanted to compare and come up with charting. So you can suggest something more also.
Yeah, sure. During hands-on, I can help you out, Sindh, like which chart suits best and what kind of data they do have. So in a real-time streaming, like probably most of the thing will be dealing with if it is like a prediction, like if you want to go with overtime, then probably they can go with a line chart. Or if you want to find a relationship between a data, if you have, sometimes you may have 2 variables, sometimes you may have 3 variables, right? So this cheat sheet helps you a lot, but even if you find difficult to pick a chart, then probably I can help you out. So if you have 2 variables, I have only 2 variables. In order to find some relationship, I can pick a scatter plot. So scatter plot helps you a lot. And something like changing over time, like it is a few periods or many periods. If it's a few periods, you can go with bar chart. The changing over time with many periods, then you have to go with area charts.
Okay, these slides also will be shared, right?
Yeah,
After
yeah.
this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So this is like which will helps you a lot to pick a chart. And yep. And also have to keep in mind these 15 rules to design a perfect dashboard. Like you have to shorten your number, keep it simple, be consistent. You have to design for a target rather than, like, sometimes people may compare with multiple the unnecessary things and they will create a messy report. It doesn't looks good actually. Even we am putting like 15 to 20 charts in one dashboard doesn't help. So you have to keep it simple. If it is like a single number, then you have to use a card. Probably can go through this part. If doesn't help, I can help. Right. So that's it. Like in today's key takeaways, we talked about what is data, how to categorize your data, and how to analyze your data. For like there are certain approaches to analyze your data. And once done with your prep step, then we'll be moving to the BI part, the Power BI part. So business intelligence will help you to, I mean, the business people can derive or they can make some business decisions by looking at the data. So in order to work on with BI tool, definitely they need a data analytic data. So they completely highly relying on data analytics. So they need a information. They don't want a data. They need a information, right? And how Power BI effectively streamlines an organization growth. And we have talked about features. We talked about platform and licensing models. And also we know like the Power BI desktop, difference between Power BI desktop, software as a service, I mean the Power BI service, and also like Power BI mobile devices. And for building a dashboard, we haven't touched this part. Once we're done with hands-on, probably you may come to know how to prep and build the model. So these are the today's
So
key.
the hands-on, you will be sharing some Excels, and then we need to install the desktop app, and we need to proceed. Is it? That's the
Yes,
way you are
yes.
structuring? Okay.
Yes, exactly, Sindhil. Yes. I'll be
Okay.
giving you some sample data. This is the actual dashboard we will be creating in the thing. So sales analytic dashboard. I may have a Excel data. We have to prep it. Once done with your preparation step, we need to create a model, something like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hi,
So
Renu.
hi,
One
Rajesh.
quick question. Can we publish these dashboards to the website? Do we need specific license for that?
Yes, actually, to publish, we need a specific license. Actually, I have given each and every step. Give me a moment. Probably I can share that as well. It helps you a lot. So I have shortened the, the slides actually, since this is a masterclass, right? So I didn't add more slides actually. I can show you that.
Yeah, like what Rajesh mentioned, I know we can publish them, but the cost of that
Okay, yeah,
very
that's my
basic
question
one.
actually. So,
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to Power BI desktop, you cannot share your reports as well. The desktop users cannot share the reports. So desktop is a free one actually, Rajesh. For the pro and premium, you have to pay for it.
yeah, I mean, like Pro, I understand that currently it is just 9 USD, and
Yeah.
with that, I don't think that they will accommodate publishing these reports into the website.
Yeah.
Okay. The worst case is, I think, screenshot and send to your customers.
But it is not a
Uh,
dynamic one,
It's
right?
not dynamic
Senthil?
one, I know.
Uh,
Just like a
because
PowerPoint presentation, it might help.
yeah. But if you want to see it, look at your data, like the actual data, then you can share the report. But if you want to make it interactive, the dynamic one, then again you have to go for it.
Yeah, maybe Rajesh might be interested in implementing in the website itself, whatever product is developing,
yeah, I mean,
so
the
that the
data should
users
be
can.
dynamic,
Yeah.
and insights that we are going to derive is from the real time. So it's not like definitely we should look out for the automation option where all these insights should be reflecting directly in the website, not really. I mean, every day we cannot take screenshots and
Yes.
publish in the website, right? So
Then you have to go for either premium or pro, Rajesh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what version I have, but there is a subscribe version, meaning when you publish your Power BI, there is a subscribe, and then at certain interval, it will just trigger the reports to whoever subscribe. There is a function, but I'm not sure whether it's a free version or it's a premium version. Because my company subscribed to Microsoft E5 license, which means everything comes with it. So I'm not very sure what I
No, it's a subscription one, right? So by default, it's a premium one, Pingling. Yeah. So
Company
E5, right?
offers, yeah.
It's a premium one actually. By default, they are giving some privileges to the E5 users,
Okay.
E5 and E3 users. It's a premium one.
Right. Because the day I joined, I mean, the day I got it, so I'm not sure, what version is that.
Or it might be subscription-based licensing. So each subscription, they might be adding as one additional licensing.
One, yeah. So by default in the
So-
companies like 365, Microsoft 365 has certain plans actually, Rajesh. Certain companies are subscribed for it, like E5, E3.
Yeah.
So by default, they have the features of Power BI.
Yeah.
Premium.
So for certain user, you may not even have to publish in your website, right? At certain interval, whatever you configure in a day, in a week, it's like when you subscribe to a certain website, right? They just trigger the informations to you.
Maybe within the org
Yeah.
you can publish.
Yeah.
Only those within your organization can see.
Organizations.
And again, it is tied with your SSO login with your AD. So only those. I'm not sure they are offering outside the company whether you are able to share.
No, if
also
you
had-
are a pro license user, you could able to share to other organizations, users with pro license,
Oh, okay.
Rajesh. Yeah, those are holding pro license with different organization, you could able to share that as well.
Yeah, that's the purpose, right? So that you can send the informations to your user. I mean, or
Yeah.
customer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
I
they should
saw
also
like,
hold the pro license.
Oh, okay.
If you're
And
a
then it's not
designer
web
with
compatible in that case. So it's not for the public use. I mean, like design, development, and kind of like working on the dashboarding is fine. That should
Yeah.
have the license.
Yeah.
But access point of view also, we need the license. Is that what something that?
no, see, if you're dealing with multiple clients, but if you want to share the things to your stakeholders, then obviously you need to share the report. That is the only way, right? Every time they cannot come and meet you and check with your mission, right? So in that case, both should have a pro license, Rajesh.
I mean, my question is more of like available. I mean, like dealing with the public data, performing analysis on that. For example, tweets, Facebook analytics, or whatever.
No, that is like, again, it's a unstructured one, right?
Yeah, I mean,
That
there
is
is
a
a
black
NLP option. That's what I learned just now. So
in NLP, like in order to get some visuals, you can type plain text and to get that visual, not like taking tweets from the actual text and put it over
I
there
mean,
actually.
tweets I took just as an example. For example, like if we take Amazon, if we want to develop a recommendation system on top of that,
Okay.
and how best we can do about it. Actually, I mean, getting the feeds by using APIs from
No,
Amazon.
no,
I mean,
there
I'm
that
just
is again a
thinking.
complete sentiment analysis part. What you're talking about, Rajesh. Again, it is dealing with the ML part. So you can take the actual data from tweets, or sometimes you may in the Amazon or Flipkart, people will be giving the reviews in terms of emojis or actual plain text, right? In order
That
to
is,
predict
sorry to interrupt, that is sentiment analysis, which can be developed in ML.
ML. Yeah.
And the one that I am thinking is about the recommendation system, because sentiment analysis, I don't think we can generate revenues with that.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
so upselling as a kind of like publisher or kind of affiliate to these vendors, right? So if we can build some I don't know, meaningful insights from this, I don't know how it works actually.
No,
Might be
it
so
mainly this helps you to get some, I mean, like, is it easy to, I mean, it's quite easy to visualize your data. That is the only thing, but rather than like doing a lot of analytic stuff, we cannot do it in, what to say, in Power BI, Rajesh.
Okay.
By
Thanks,
looking
Amy.
at the Excel sheet, we cannot find some pattern, right? So if you go with Power BI, it is easy to look at the visuals, the charts, the graphs. That's the only major benefit of using the BI tool.
And what is the adoption rate in Singapore of Power BI, and how easy or difficult it is to migrate from a legacy or a kind of like, let's say Tableau, I believe it as a legacy now.
Yeah.
So from this system to Power BI, how complex or how easy is that?
No, if your company is having a large voluminous data, then they don't switch to Power BI, I guess. Like, I mean, the capacity is concerned, the Power BI, not Power BI, the Tableau has the highest thing compared to Power BI actually.
And the migration process, is there any kind of single click solutions or no? I
Migration,
mean,
it's not like single click solution. It consumes more time than Rajesh. For integration and migration, definitely it consumes more time. It's not so easy to migrate.
I've
yeah,
done.
I mean, the reason why, sorry, go ahead, Venk.
Oh, I was about to tell you, a few years ago, my company is using Google Suite. And a lot of a lot of people actually develop the BI using the Google Data Studio. And then when we use Microsoft Power BI, there is no one-click solutions. Basically, you have to redevelop everything, right?
Exactly, yeah.
People use Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google's the Microsoft PowerPoint versions of the Google. That we can convert easily, but for Power BI and the Data Studio, no, redevelop. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I asked this question, is there any opportunity that we can look at in that way? Meaning like developing some plugins, tools around it for them to make migration process easy, which can open business opportunities for us, for the startups?
You can, but actually, if you understand the logic on the Tableau, you build the logic on Power BI easily. It's the same logic, right? You filter in these apps, you filter in this app, and then you go to the same source, actually. So I don't know if it's very effective if you develop some migration tools, because redevelop it is pretty fast once you understand the tools that you wanted to migrate to.
But I think we can reduce a lot of man days, right? In this case, I mean, I'm just thinking about because manual configuration, again, we need to deploy a lot of resources.
Yeah.
And there are obviously prone to errors in case if we misconfigure on the other side.
Yes,
I mean, I
that's true.
believe on automation rather than.
Yeah, but actually, I don't know. It's just me, right? That it's actually a good opportunity for you to re-look at your logic on your Tableau before you do automate migrations, or look at how the data mining or how your data warehouse is going to work, whether you just simply go direct to the source, the data source, or you need to do combine, extract different source into a data warehouse. Right? You might want to take a look at all this. And I mean, I'm quite sure since you call it legacy, it has been there for a while. You wanted to just migrate, or you want to look at how to improve, right? So
yeah, I mean, it might not be like a complete end-to-end migration. In this pipeline, we can see many opportunities of data cleansing, for example.
Yeah.
So, which is most of the times a painful task because the legacy systems, they might, accumulated a lot of useless data. I don't know if I
Rajesh,
can use that word.
Rajesh,
Yes,
you also
Ankit.
need to be careful. And make sure Microsoft itself not developing that kind of a service.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
what I mean. That's where I can see opportunity. Actually, Microsoft Core is not developing the
This
I mean,
kind of
like
services.
data cleansing part. I mean, like if you look at or discuss with any product owners, they got their core actually what they're supposed to deliver. So they might be trying to overtake the business intelligence part that Tableau is providing currently. They might not be focusing, or I don't know, that might be secondary for them at this point in time. If we develop some plugins, who knows, Microsoft might be acquired digital disruption later.
Well, actually, the reason why
It's a dream. It's a dream.
the reason why I ask you to relook before you migrate, because Power BI is just a subset of the Microsoft Power Platform. They still have Power Apps, Power Automate, Virtual Agent. So if you look at all this, when you add all this together, all these different features together, the potential of enhancing everything is huge. Power BI is just a visualization tools. Power Apps can customize things that you cannot do it in the visualize.
That's
Power
right.
Automate, it automates all the repetitive process that you can. So when you look at all this, the transformation is huge. Power BI is just a subset of the entire Power Platform.
Yeah, my next question goes to there. I mean, like that can be easily extendable. I can look at that as again opportunity because it's just not the Power BI.
Yep.
It can be extended to the complete Power Apps, meaning the underlying the pipeline might be same in the sense like the logic or the technology must be same because it's all at the end it's a Microsoft product and working integrated way. hand to hand. So
And
to
also
start
Power
off,
BI
I think
doesn't run on Mac actually, Rajesh. It can only run on Windows since it's a Microsoft application. But when it comes to tablet, it can run both on Mac as well as Windows.
Yeah.
and the cloud version might be answer for that. I don't know. But Pro is that got the cloud version as well?
Yes. So when
Yeah.
you develop, they create a cloud for you. It's like a shared drive, a shared folder, a shared point, right? So that's the whole thing about the whole security. When they just host all your data together, they put it together for you. It's so easy. You don't even have to worry about how to set aside the space for it. Just it's just a cloud storage for you.
Yeah. So if it is a desktop version, yeah, I think like it's quite difficult. It won't work in the Mac version.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason they adopted the cloud version.
Cloud
because
version. Yeah. The web apps. Yes.
most likely. Yeah, I think we can have detailed discussion when we are in the
Actual
main
that.
session. So
Yeah.
because we are already running out of time, we have to go.
Yes. Yes,
Even I
that's
am
no
Renu,
problem.
professor.
Renu, one last question
Yes,
actually.
and then, yeah.
So this one, for analytics, it's even for the streaming data, it works
Yeah.
wonderful. But for log aggregation and activity log, all these monitoring tools,
Mhm.
they have their own reporting. So
Okay.
instead of going to them, purchasing those products, this can be done in-house
You mean the Power BI, right? The Power
using
BI,
the Power
Power
BI.
BI on-premises one. Yeah. No,
Then
actually, like, see, if you want to perform some larger, if you want to handle some larger volumes of data quickly, and also if you need some extensive, if you want to provide some extensive features for visualizing your data, then I don't think Power BI will help actually, Sindhil. Tableau works best actually, but this is Power BI is a low cost software actually. So the professional version of Power BI costs less than $10 actually. So you cannot expect the extensive features is available in Power BI. And also when it comes to the customer support, the Tableau has some excellent customer support because of its large community. They have forum for discussion, but this is limited. Power BI is limited with a free Power BI account.
so currently, who want to stick with Tableau?
The large organizations can stick with the medium sized and large sized organizations suits them.
The Tableau is actually a very powerful tool, especially the licensed one. They process huge amount of data at a very
Yeah.
fast pace. I
Yeah.
mean, the performance is really good. But of course, we are talking about the licensed version. If it's the non-licensed version, then they truncate. I can't remember how much the data that you can process. The data science people love it because they can run script or they can come up with script easily to cater for their needs. Yeah.
So for the data analysts, those who are doing some ML part, right? And then like the machine learning engineers, the data scientists, right? They have a voluminous data, but they want to predict something with the data. So before using some Python code or R language, they will do all the preparation and visualization, feature engineering step in Power BI. So they have some idea about it. Once done with it, they probably pass this data into the model, any of the ML model. For them, it's quite easy. But if you are in a large organization or a medium-sized organization, if you want to do some embedded features, then you have to go with the Tableau rather than Power BI.
So it goes back to what we need, right? How much data we want to process, right? Power BI is what we call quick and dirty fix, or maybe like Excel on steroid, right? So very powerful Excel. I mean, basically it does what Excel can do, but in a very easy manner.
But still, if you have more than 1 million rows of record, even Excel doesn't support, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
less than 1
Yeah,
million, it
that's what
has.
he's saying. It's kind of an advanced Excel.
Yeah.
I think
Advanced Excel.
there is a hack for that as well. We can feed more than $1 million. I mean, sorry, I'm
1
thinking about
million
dollars. Sorry,
dollar. 1 million rows in
Yeah.
Excel.
recurs,
Okay.
recurs or rows actually.
In an
Sorry.
organization, right, not many people really need that massive of data, right? So in a day-to-day basis, right, a Power BI is sufficient for many people to work on. It's like a PowerPoint, right? After you work on it for 50 slides, 60 slides, or more than 60 slides or so, then you realize that, wow, the loading is very slow because not many people actually, prepare slides beyond that number. So same thing for Excel, right? It wasn't meant to. I mean, it depends what the apps is designed for. Tableau is designed for huge volume of data processing.
I believe Microsoft must have strategy to kill the Tableau because they kill many products seamlessly. So especially by having like additional controls on the integrity part, because most of the clients, they are highly locked with Microsoft, if I'm not wrong, like Microsoft products, and they can always say, I mean, their selling point is quite easy. They can sell as a package, and at the same time, they can make these products not integrating with Tableau or
Yep.
so like they must have.
And this is why
adopted
the
that.
Microsoft platform is gaining popularity. It's a lot more
Exactly,
powerful than Data Studio. It's a
and
lot.
they even
Yeah.
Gartner chart that indicates same actually. Why leaders are preferring that? Because they are very familiar with the Microsoft and they believe on the product.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they are deep dived into the kind of like product features and other
Away.
stuff.
They also
So
complain about the OS part, but anyway, I think yes, in terms of other easy accessible, easy understandable, because they're very much familiar with Excel, PowerPoint, all these things. So it's easier switch over for them or upgrade themselves. That is the main selling point, and Microsoft is capturing that.
Which is right, and then they build AI engine behind the scene, right? So if your website has a lot of FAQs or your database has a lot of information, all you need to do is to feed into their AI engine, and then you start to ask, who is my highest salesman, or which store has the highest sales? I mean, they will be able to understand your language easily.
so the model deployment is easy in Power BI, is it? So it's highly integratable there, how it is.
It's pretty straightforward. You just need to understand a little bit of the data model, data structure. Once you understand that, then you will be able to use the Power BI quite easily.
So Power
Similar to
BI,
Excel spreadsheets, right? Sometimes you have an Excel spreadsheet, you call sheet 1, and then sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4. Same thing, it's actually a different file that you bring into a Power BI.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Power BI got even ML engines behind the scene, meaning like can this make it easy to develop the ML solutions?
Using Power BI, right, Rajesh?
Yeah.
So with the embed options in Power BI is easy, whereas the embedding reports to a different environment in Tableau is it's again a challenging task.
Okay, within Power BI, developing and implementing and embedding these ML solutions as well as a
Yeah.
models
Yes.
is a straightforward actually.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. But when it comes to Tableau, it's again a challenging task.
Tableau also providing these kind of features now because anyway they are into the data, they must have.
No, but embedding reports to a different environment is a difficult task in Tableau comparative to Power BI.
Okay. So still we can go with Power BI in that case.
Yeah. So each and every tool has its own benefits, the pros and cons as well. Actually, accordingly, we need to consider certain factors before choosing a tool. I mean, it may vary from person to person as well as company to company. So we have to consider certain factors, Rajesh, before
If you
choosing
don't
a
have
tool.
30 years of data, I think Power BI should be okay.
Yeah.
Because from various clients, I've been hearing that they are looking at the option. I mean, Power BI as an option to decommission their expensive products such as Tableau, basically. So because it goes by user license, right? So I'm sure like that's where it stands in the Gartner chat as well on the top.
Yeah, but
And the adoption rate in Singapore also high. Looks
right.
like.
Think of it this way, right? Power BI is not just Power BI. Power BI is a suite of products, right? But whereas Tableau is Tableau, very specific. Yeah. Yeah. And the license one, I think is pretty expensive.
Even for the last 4 years, Gartner report suggesting Microsoft Power BI in the the leading role, based on the user friendly. It's a concern actually.
I think we can have even detailed discussion in our session. So
Yes,
definitely
Rajesh.
quite
Sure,
helpful.
sure. Yeah. All right. Any questions from anyone?
No, I'm just a little bit confused. I thought our session ends at 9. Do we still have another session or what?
No, that's it,
We are
Pengli.
finishing, right?
Because
Yeah.
talking about hands-on sessions, I'm like, well, okay. We
No,
have
hands-on will be doing in the actual sessions. Actually, we have the data analytics and business intelligence. We have 3 days calls actually, Pengli.
Okay.
So first day we'll be covering Power BI, second day is Snowflake, and third day we'll be doing ML part, AI. I mean, using Apache Spark.
Snowflake is a BI tools. I thought
No, it's not a
tracking
BI
data.
tool. No, it's a cloud data warehouse concept.
Correct. Okay.
So day one we'll be using BI tool.
Yeah.
Power BI, day 2 is Snowflake, and day 3 will be doing Apache Spark.
Okay. Okay. I think I use Snowflake to extract data or just replicate data. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be doing some
Um,
transformations, how we can do transformations in Snowflake and the
Are
basic
we
things.
going to integrate Snowflake with Power BI on day 3 or day 2?
Yeah, we can do that actually.
Yeah, so at least we can see like integrated data warehouse to the
No, even in
two
Power
different
BI
tools at
actually,
different
Rajesh. I
points.
mean, in Power BI, I mean, I said you like if in the Power BI desktop there are 70 plus data sources are there, right? Where you can pick a data directly from Snowflake. So you have to pass
Yeah,
your
so
credential to get that. We can do that.
You can pick data from different data
Data
source
sources.
into
Yeah.
Power BI. If there is no need for you to, I mean, that's why the preparation come first, right? Whether or
Yeah,
not you need
the
yeah,
to.
correct.
preparation made very easy in Power BI. You don't need, previously it was bit difficult. I mean, the old days, but this one is making very simple actually.
Yeah. With one click, you can remove all the errors, outliers,
Yeah,
duplicates. It's quite easy.
That's good actually. I mean, data cleansing is the biggest pain point currently. So
Yeah.
true.
if that is addressed, that's great.
It's the pain point for many organizations because you rely on user to collect data and user key in all sorts of format that they think is
Yeah.
right. And there is only so much you can do during the validation part, during the data entry, right?
Okay, great. Thanks, Peng, Senthil, and Renu, and everyone.
Yeah. Thanks, Rajesh.
Hey,
Thanks for
thanks
being
everybody.
this. Yeah.
We can connect maybe in the class. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining the masterclass. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.